NWA Connie Corsos podcast, where we talk all things dogs.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another breed profile. I am, as always, Dark Silver for the Canis Codex. Today we are going to discuss the Cimmarron. Well, so it used to be called, well, I'll just introduce it the way it is now. The Cimmarron Uruguayo. It used to be called, before it was given that name, and I'll go through that, the Cimmarron Creole. So in Uruguay, like back in the day, that's what they used to call it. So obviously Uruguayo is South America. So, you know, this breed is of South American ancestry with some European influence, Spanish and Portuguese. It's got ties to the original Alano Espanol, not the recreation that you see today. And we'll talk a little bit about that. And I'll be doing a breed profile on that dog as well. So interesting enough about this breed is the way that it came to exist in a more natural way. Didn't have a lot of human influence. So what happened was a lot of the dogs that were brought over from Europe, when those guys went back, they left the dogs. They didn't bring the dogs with them. So they left them there, and the dogs started selective breeding amongst themselves, basically, and they created this naturalistic breed in Uruguay. And, you know, they took over. The name Cimmarron means wild or feral, untamed. So these dogs were running rampant in these areas, and they started to become a problem for, you know, they were killing cattle, attacking people. So they... You know, the town people, obviously, they got together and they decided that they would, you know, try to exterminate this feral breed. And they did a pretty good job. And then in the midst of that, they kind of had an epiphany, like, you know, why don't we just catch these dogs and use them? I mean, they're excellent hunters. They kill our cattle and things like that. So why don't we use them instead of killing them? So by that time, I mean, the dog was near extinction. And what saved it was, you know, some of those farmers getting together and stopping the killing. And then they started rounding up the dogs and taking them home and taming and training them. And obviously, after humans get involved and start selective breeding, you know, those first litters that they were getting were a lot more susceptible to human intervention than, you know, the parents would have been. You know, obviously, you know, it's going to take a feral dog a little bit longer to tame down than puppies. So, you know, that's what happened. And so then the dog started to work on the farms. They used them for hunting. I've been told the dog had also been, you know, used in some dog fighting here and there, but not so much. I don't know if that's true or not. That's just what I was told. And with the domestication of this feral breed, it exceeded its functionality. In regards to its functionality, exceeded the owner's expectations greatly. So the dog became, you know, very recognized, very popular then. It's still popular now. So in the late 1960s, the first Cimmarron was shown at a UKC exhibition, and that's the Uruguayan Kennel Club, not the United Kennel Club. And then about 20 years later, the breed would get recognized by the Rural Association of Uruguay and the KCU, which is the Kennel Club of Uruguay. I don't know if that's the same as the UKC of Uruguay, but it was the letters are stacked differently. So I have to assume that it's two different organizations, and there usually are like that. And then later on, around 2005, 2006, it would be recognized by the FCI and the United Kennel Club. And then it would be given the official name, Cimmarron Uruguayo. And this dog in Uruguay, where it's native to, is extremely popular. I mean, it's the country dog. State officials boast these dogs. It's very sought after. It's the mascot of the military. In 1995, it was given its own stamp. And just to go over a little bit of the standard, it shows some similar traits to other Spanish, Portuguese, or Iberian breeds at that time, such as the Fila, the cow de San Miguel, the Presa Canario, the Alano. They all share a lot, especially during the time that this dog came around. The Presa Canario, actually, that we know now, is a recreation. It did exist during this time, but then it went extinct and was recreated in the mid 70s by Manuel Corso, as we know. But the Alano also went extinct and was recreated, and the Presa played a role. Played a role in the recreation of the Alano. So, as some people know, there's Fila in some Presa lines as well as other dogs, and then the Cadebo as well. All those dogs have a lot of similar attributes physically and mentally, and they have very similar histories as far as how they were originally created. But all of these dogs now, except for the Cimmarron, are actually recreations. So as far as the body of the dog, and you'll hear this in Fila standard, Presa Canario standard, that the body is slightly longer than it is taller with a sloping croup. So its stance, it has an even stance, oval and rounded feet that are tight. Oval in the front, rounded in the back, both tight. The head is wider than the length with a moderate stope. With a moderate stop. I'm tripping. The muzzle is shorter than the skull, powerful and broad, well-developed cheeks, but not overpronounced, and no pendulous fuse. The bite is perfect and strict. It's a perfect scissor bite, and when I say strict, I mean it should never deviate. Any overbite or underbite is a fault. Eyes to match coat color. The tail is low set. It's thick. The neck is strong, muscular, thick, never too long. Coat is short, smooth. It has an undercoat. Colors, of course, brindle and all shades of fawn. Again, like I said, I just ran over a few things that are very similar to other dog breeds within this same time period from these same areas. And it has, with or without a mask, with specific white markings. So the white markings are only allowed to be in certain places, and if they deviate from those places, it's considered a fault. And it also said in the standard that anything going against the standard should be reported to the UKC or the other kennel clubs. Now, we know that a lot of people don't do that, unfortunately, but that's what we should be doing, which is why I'm thinking of starting a registry that will be pretty strict on standards and things like that. Height of the dog, and I just grouped the males and the females together, so it's an average. The height, 21 to 24 inches. Obviously, it gives a little bit of leeway. Weight between 73 and 100 pounds, and the weight being of strict importance with this breed, and it should never deviate. It's clear about those things with this dog, is that if it gets too much of this or just even a little bit of that, it's not going to function the way it needs to. As far as I know, there are no breeders for this dog in the United States. I could be wrong. I haven't found any. I do know there's some in Europe and obviously in South America. If you take a look at the pictures that are running, you'll see it has a similar ear crop to another dog that I did a breed profile on, Portuguese dog of the cow de San Miguel. So, check that breed profile out, and then check the Cadebo profile out, and then check the Presa Canario out. Those are all pretty much related. I haven't done a breed profile on the Fila yet, obviously. So, I do got the Fila coming, the Dogo, Argentino, and a few other breeds, Sara Loose Wolfhound and some other stuff coming up. Still be on the lookout for the King of Sports, aka the history of dogfighting. Like I said, it's a lot of work going into this, so it's going to be good. I've got most of the notes done now. It's pretty much narrating it and putting the pictures and the videos where they need to go. And I'm trying to get some other people to help me out as far as just having a few minute conversations about certain specific topics that I talk about, because it's I really want this to be like a documentary. But anyway, that is it for the Cimmarron Uruguayo. Hope you enjoyed this video. Be sure to share, like, subscribe, comment, hate, whatever you want to do. I said, even if you hate it, still share this shit. Subs are going up. I really appreciate everybody tuning in. Let's get this channel going, man. Let's get this real solid information out here, not this watered down, or I only, watered down info, or I only, do interviews with breeders in my state, whether or not they have good dogs or not. Like that, fuck that. That's trash. I'd rather do an interview from a distance than travel an hour to sit down with someone whose dogs are known to have hip dysplasia and other things like that, and representations of breeds. So, I'm good on that. So, you want the masterclass info here, but, I'm trying to network. That's what this is about, and work with other people. But, I'm not, I'm not the most, I'm an asshole, but I do give out factual info. And that's the problem with some people, is they don't like my attitude, but, whatever. So, like I said, I'm going to kick the facts. But anyway, peace out. Till next time.
And that wraps up another episode of NWA Connie Corsos. Thank you for being a part of our Connie Corso community. Remember, you can stay connected with us beyond the podcast. Find us on all major media platforms by searching for NWA Connie Corsos. Whether it's Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, or YouTube, just hit that follow button to join the conversation and get the latest updates. If you have a burning question or want to apply to be a guest on our show, we'd love to hear from you. Simply shoot us an email at nwaconniecorsos@gmail.com. And if you're a business interested in becoming a sponsor, reach out to us at the same email address. For more resources, exclusive content, and links to all our social media profiles, visit our website at nwaconniecorsos.com. It's your go-to destination for everything dogs. Thank you once again for tuning in, and we can't wait to bring you more exciting episodes where we explore the fascinating world of dogs.